Hello, people, young and old, fat and skinny, to another epic episode of Mac Music Review. Today we are doing a track analysis and review, and I'm excited to talk about OneRepublic, specifically the song Better from the album Oh My My. Better is what you would call a deep cut from Oh My My, an album that had like 4 or 5 singles. I don't think five, I think it had like 4 singles. And it was a track that resonated with me for a while, and it really stuck out to the track list specifically because of the lyrics. And so in this, I'm just gonna kind of dissect those lyrics. We're gonna talk about that structure, all that good stuff. The song structure of this song is totally unremarkable. It is absolutely a pop song from a mainstream pop band, but it is literally verse, chorus, and the way this chorus works is the chorus has like 5 lines, and it's like one of those choruses that's chorus and then it just repeats immediately after itself. So like it's a chunk of text that is repeated twice. So it's verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. And of course the last chorus is extended, which is already a repetitive chorus, but it's repeating itself a couple more times. There is an interesting lyrical shift when you get to that outro, that last the end of the song. We'll talk about that. But I think the lyrical content of this song is somewhat interesting. The song opens with this imagery of Ryan Tedder's first person narration where he's talking about waking up, and he's got these alarms, not from a physical alarm clock, but the alarms ringing inside of his head because he's kind of crazy. He's either anxious or he's obsessed or an obsessive or something. He knows he has some mental illness, and he talks more about that in the second verse where he says, oh, it's a defense mechanism. This mental thing I have going on is keeping me safe from harm, but really it's probably filling me with dread. And then it says, so I get out of bed. So there's the flow, the narrative flow of him getting out of bed in this first verse. And then he says, yes, I'm neurotic, I'm obsessed, and I know it. Can't take vacations, and the brain won't believe me. I'd be on one. Like his brain won't let him take vacations. He's an obsessive personality disorder. Then he says Hawaii under warm sun. Specifically wants to go to Hawaii. And then it cuts to the chorus. In this chorus, Ryan Tedder is saying, I think I've lost my mind. Don't worry about me. Like he's saying, I know I have a problem, but you shouldn't worry about me. It's normal. It's part of my life. I deal with it. In the morning, I'll be better. I might be freaking out now. It might be an anxiety attack or something, but in the morning, I'll be fine. The second verse is a little bit shorter than the first, but there's a lot going on. At the beginning of this second verse, he says, I tell myself I'll change. Yeah, that's right. I tell myself I'll change, and then begin to realize that the problem is inside of my veins. He's like, this is a problem that is deep within me that I can't just change like spontaneously, even though I want to. It's not something that's easy to deal with. And then he says, I swear I'm not insane. Yes, most likely not insane, which is kind of like this back and forth mentality. So the mental illness he's talking about here is, or the mental thing going on with him, it doesn't give specifically outline it, but he gives us bits and pieces of things that someone may be able to identify with who has a real mental illness. Everybody goes through moments of clarity. At least I'm never boring, rationalizing the mental illness and justifying it by saying it makes me a more interesting person. And then the very end of this verse where he says, I've been losing sleep, call the doctor. He said, take one of these and call me in the morning. So basically, almost turning away from the issue with medication. But in a way, like the doctor's kind of dismissing it. Like it feels dismissive. Like take one of these and call me in the morning. Like you'll be fine. Just pop a pill and you'll be good. Which is something. I'm not really sure what he means by the first part of the bridge. So here's the question asked, and he says this thing, and I'm not really sure what he's specifically directing or what the purpose of this bridge is. But what's important here is that he switches the perspective from himself, which this has been a first-person narrative so far, to the listener, and he says, which one will cause you to let it go, need to crash? So here's the question asked, and the question itself seems kind of vague. But then he changes the wordage of the chorus and says, I think you lost your mind. Well, don't worry about it. It happens all the time. In the morning, you'll be better things are only getting better, sing it again. And then he plays the chorus a few times. So it's kind of this rally cry. It's we turned this into this anthem of people who have problems, people who have mental illness that doesn't let them sleep, that makes them obsessive, that they tried to fix but they can't fix, and they know they can't deal with it. It's basically saying, hey, we're here together and you'll be better in the morning, even though it seems kind of like a short-term solution that he's not really. It's like a problem that you're unwilling to deal with, but let's be unwilling to deal with it permanently together because we don't know how. The song opens with this kind of menacing distorted bell instrumental. The music of the song mostly consists of this kind of dull percussion that's like bum, 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 bum. It doesn't sound like that, but I'm saying that's like the rhythm of it, and there's not a lot else musically going on in the verses. There's some weird sound effects layered on top of that lazy, consistent percussive drum. That's redundant to say percussive drum, but it's it's just duh, and then there's some sound effects thrown in. And musically, and now here comes the review part of this, musically the song is kind of dull, and really it's also kind of repetitive, which is sort of on purpose, where he says sing it again at the end of the chorus, so the chorus repeats. Still, it's musically it doesn't give you a lot to chew on, I would say, and it's also very repetitive, so that doesn't help. But the lyrical content is good, and I think this song can be cathartic for people, even if, of course, because you can't do this in modern pop music, be very specific with your lyricism. There is a purpose for having lyrics be a little bit more vague, and I think he successfully has made a song that some people can relate to, because while I don't have any like mental illness or anything, I can even this song can be comforting for me. Just, I mean, it's because it's vague enough, but also specific enough to be like, yeah, I'm not sleeping well, but maybe I'll be better in the morning. And it's kind of like I used to like this song a lot. Musically, it's not great, but lyrically, I do like this song. I think it actually is a good song. It's good. What do you think of OneRepublic? What do you think of this song? How's your day going? How's your life, man? Let me know down in the comments. Have a great rest of your day.